Hello and welcome to a spa endurance race. I was asked to do this video a while ago and I forgot to share the footage, so here you go guys. I'm driving a fully maxed out McLaren with a maxed out spa tuning, maxed out driver, maxed out principal. Let's get going because it'll get weird right away. First things first, I'm going the wrong way. I'm going to drive to a very specific point before I get on the throttle. And this is phase one, which is called stretching time. So watch for the line right there. When my front tires cross that, I'm on the gas. So there's going to be, by the way, watch my distance. See how it's already counting? At the line, you're going to notice that I've already logged 0.37 kilometers. Well, that's a nice bonus that I would not have had if I just went forwards. So we'll get more into that. This race has three phases. I already mentioned phase one, which is stretching time. Phase two is managing time. Phase three, lawnmower time, and I'll explain that later. So I want to be running out of time right as I'm going to be getting to the first bots. And the way I figured out the spot is trial and error. It's based on my driving style and also how the bots drive. So you can see I'm just running out of time and I catch them. Now this is the 2020 car, so it has very little coasting ability. Like you come to a halt pretty fast in this car. So you really don't want to be coasting when your clock runs out. And because I did all that backwards driving, I don't have to do any getting out of the throttle on lap one. Normally, as you know, during an endurance race, the bots are really slow in lap one, and you probably just keep on passing them all and having your timer turn yellow. Every time your timer turns yellow, you wasted time, because you get 10 seconds each time you pass a car. You get 34 seconds bonus time per lap on this particular track. It's different at every single track. So if you're not managing that properly, you're just giving up piles of time. So I know exactly where I need to be, and right now, well, I'll be cutting it close. Let's see here if I go over it all. Nope, I'm good. Because you see how close that was though? So you can see I've really done the math on this. Because I don't want to be slowing down a lot. I want to stretch those bots out a little bit, stretch the distance out. Some people will actually just sit on the start-finish line when an endurance race starts to achieve the similar result. However, you could be using that time to log bonus distance. Remember, I logged 0.37 kilometers right at the start. When you drive backwards, it doesn't count as a negative distance, but when you go forwards, it counts as positive. If you turn around and drive backwards, now that's going to be a negative distance. Unless you do it while you're off track, and I won't get into too many things here. I prefer just to drive in reverse. Now, a lot of people ask about my settings. Okay, as per usual for me, tilt B controls, sensitivity to, all assists off. By all, I mean all. So no brake assist at all, no traction control, no steering assist at all. And you can't do that for lawnmower time. And you'll see what I mean when you get there. In fact, there have been times where I've gone backwards at the beginning of the race and I'm just rounding that last corner and my back end would really step out. And it turned out I had steering assist high on because I'd been running at Indianapolis Speedway. So it does funny stuff to you sometimes, but definitely when it comes to lawnmower mode, you can forget about those assists. It's just not possible. Now, that time I did not want to pass him because I would have been wasting time. Look at this. Ooh, is that ever close? So, I don't mind giving up maybe a second or two here and there, but I'm not going to give up 5 seconds. So I'm doing this very carefully. Look at this again. Just went below 80 when I passed him. So you can see that I've worked this out pretty good. So I just had to slow down a little bit once. So because of that, I'm definitely going to keep it all on track for right now. There's no benefit to going off track. And if you think I'm going off track sometimes, well, not according to this game. In fact, even in real life, the very last corner of this track, in real life, they will take all 4 tires to the right side of the curb. And that's interesting because a lot of people say, oh no, you have to have all 4 tires under the curb. No, that's not true everywhere. That's definitely true in some places, but definitely not true everywhere. Now, the one unrealistic part about real racing, yes, it's ironic, I've got my tires way over into the grass. And that just doesn't work, right? In real life, you're gonna go sliding out. So it's pretty much real racing, mostly real racing, but you know what? Some of that is what makes it fun. Like, I love jumping in this game because it's not easy. It's not like arcade-style games where it's easy to jump. You actually have to put on some effort. Ooh, a gaggle. Now, I could easily pass this first bot now, but I don't want to. I would rather pass these cars slowly, one at a time, and then watch what happens. We gotta watch out for Ghost Nitro. So I passed the Ferrari. I'm definitely faster than him. Oh, look, suddenly he's faster than me. And this car is going to suddenly be faster than me, and that just keeps happening, and it's very annoying, and I call it Ghost Nitro. It has not always been that way in this game. Longtime players know that has not always been the case. There was a time where you passed a bot and you just kept going. Now, they can exceed top speed when you pass them. And you gotta be careful because it takes 5 seconds for them to disappear, and they can totally ruin you in those 5 seconds if you're not watching yourself. Now, you can stay full throttle through this corner. I did do a tiny lift just to be safe. Pull-on corner here, that's this one. Another very short lift. And then when we get to this next sharper right here, that's a little bit of a heavier braking point. As you can see there, not much. Here, to get it just right, you can stay full throttle. I like a little lift. A little bit heavier here. Now, from this point to the chicane, not the chicane, 22% of the race happens here. So that last braking point, critical. You want to get back onto that throttle really early. And if you're really careful, you can make a Ghost bot push you. Because of their nitro boost, it's actually an advantage. But it's dangerous because they're psycho-aggressive. And then that last chicane, that's an important braking point. Just watch when my brake pedal comes on, but then brake about 2 car lengths earlier than that. Because when the pedals are displayed, that's after I've already been pressing them. I preload my brakes, meaning I'm holding accelerator and brakes at the same time. So when you see my gas pedal fade away, back up that point by about at least 2 to 3 car lengths. Okay, it is lawnmower time. Why is it lawnmower time? Because I'm at about 30 kilometers. Lawnmower time. That means at the top of the hill, I'm not going to lift unless I have to. Just watch. Little bit off the throttle there just to make sure I regained control. So big time cut. That does shave time. And woo-oo-oo. Gotta watch when you're missing the throttle. Missing the throttle. Sliding out like that. Oh, nuts. I'm getting stuck behind this guy. Oh, I hate that. Come on, get out of my way. Get out of my way. I'll start you on fire. Oh, come on. Stop this already. Stupid Ghost bot. You know what? I actually kind of like Ghost Nitro sometimes. It feels more realistic. I'm fighting him for position. I'm hitting his tires. I'm trying to smack him out of the line. And he starts hitting me back. That's fair. So I kind of think it's cool, but it's also really frustrating. All right. I tagged him a little bit so he got out of the throttle, but as a Ghost bot, forget about it. You tag them, they're just going to pit you. And here comes another lawnmower moment. Brought to you by ME7. This is the lawnmower moment. And try to stay full throttle if you can. Now that alters this braking point because I'm coming in with way more speed. And there we go. There's another gaggle. 74 seconds on the clock. Definitely don't want to pass them all. I will catch one at the Eau Rouge Radion section. Let's just see here. Gotta be careful. Ooh, that was smooth. I tagged him a little bit, but I did not go off track. And that can be tricky. That's an area of crashing in a Formula One car. Here, I'll take out both of them. Very careful. You can T-bone yourself rejoining the track at that point. And yes, off-track cuts are controversial. This isn't about me beating you. This is about me getting as much currency as I can and trying to always make it one more lap. Now, if you're familiar with my videos, you know I do a lot of endless endurance racing, which is the exact opposite of what I'm doing here. Here I'm being very careful, doing a lot of clock management. In endless endurance racing, you go full speed right from the start. You take every single cut you can, and you try to get to the 43rd bot. So once you pass 42 bots, you just hit the perpetual point. And then you're going to start to see a whole bunch of bots from 43 on. You can't do that in this car at this track. You can do that in some cars at this track. Not this one. Not any Formula One cars. The only endless endurance race in a Formula One car is Silverstone, and I can't do it in the 2020 cars, but I've done it lots in the 2019 cars. The 2019 cars have more speed through the corners, and that's why. Now, in my attempts, I've gotten there a few times. I just can't keep it going. It's just too hard. Here, I really can't get out of the gas. Oh, come on, come on. I don't want to let this go. Oh, you turkeys. I've got no choice this time around. That really sucks. You'll see why in a moment. That's probably what's cost me getting to the next lap. I've never been able to get to the lap after this one. Not once. In all my tries, not once. It's very, very frustrating. So let's just see here. If I get enough cars, it will. Now, the Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo can run endlessly at this track, and it is intensely exhilarating. I'll put up a link to that at the end. It is so amazing to do it. It's just, watch the video and you're gonna think that I sped up the footage. I didn't. That's just how crazy that car is. Okay, I have to go for broke. I want to get one more lap. So I'm going to cut this really aggressively, a little bit of sliding, and oh, nuts. The line coming up there is not the start-finish line. That's actually a ways further, so I've never made the next lap. I've hit 49 kilometers before, never 50. And I've tried this without ever going off track. I've tried everything. That's about the furthest I can get. So, please like, please subscribe. Thank you for joining me today. Here's the Silverstone link that I talked about, the Endless option, the Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo, and a whole playlist link of crazy endurance races. Bye-bye.